internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world.
XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours in Crypto. In today's episode, I'm going to show you exactly how much XRP daily volume we require to reach a $20 XRP. And the reason why we're covering a $20 XRP is because you are going to finish off the calculations in your head and you are going to see how it's going to go to 30, 40, 50, 100, and then onwards. Dating back to 2016, the article isn't available anymore on the Ripple website. But on the web archives, we have them, pointing out the WEF report, and they analyzed the report and they pointed out that Swift proposed its global payment initiative, GPI, as a partial solution to the clear dilemma, but that Swift's offering is not a DLT solution and only promises same-day settlement rather than real time. They were pointing out how Swift wasn't providing the solution to their problems, and going into the PDF, the future of the financial infrastructure. I need you guys to really understand this because it's going to change. We haven't seen it, but when it does happen, we'll get used to it. But we're going to go through a huge transition. An ambitious look at how blockchain can reshape financial services. And they made it very clear, even Christine Lagarde, saying it's far from Bitcoin and others, it's about DLT.
So I think the role of the disruptors and anything that is using distributed ledger technology, whether you call it crypto assets, currencies or whatever, and it's far from the Bitcoins that we used to talk about a year ago, that is clearly shaking the system.
And the attendees here that also contributed is Marcus Treacher. You guys know him, worked at Swift and then came to Ripple. And then
making markets between those CBDCs is quite challenging unless you have a common single point, the bridge currency, which then enables connections to be made more efficiently and markets to be made between these individual currencies. So you put that together with both the bridge currency between those CBDCs and the overriding ledger connection between the blockchains that run those CBDCs, and you are kind of redefining how value is moved cross-border.
And then we have Chris Larson, of course, he is still with Ripple, and then Dilip Rayo at the time was with Ripple, no longer with Ripple, but they are working indirectly with Ripple actually right now. Dilip Rayo is.
So instead of the German bank holding Turkish lira, they could say, Akbank, are you able to accept XRP and give me Turkish lira? Here's 100 lira worth of XRP. Here's 1 million lira worth of XRP. And instantly that can be settled without having to hold balances. So that's the holy grail. That's the ultimate end goal that we're aiming for. But if you don't have connectivity, you can't even start. So first you get the banks connected. They do what they're doing today better. They like it. They build new services on it. Then they go, I want to do this in 100 countries, but I can't hold currencies in 100 countries. Well, guess what? You got XRP. So it's a phase strategy, but that's the way banking works.
So this has been ongoing for a very long time, and so has this whole crypto ecosystem, and these multi-trillion-dollar asset companies lied to you. And you have Larry Fink right now stating this. I mean, I can't believe it.
Now, I know you have been a leader in willing to embrace crypto. You have made it so that people can be in Bitcoin. We hear that you are thinking about Ethereum. These are incredible things. Now, BlackRock is not known as a gunslinger by any means. So you obviously must believe that this may be as an alternative. Is this an alternative in order to be able, because of a deficit, maybe something long-term people should have?
Absolutely. As you know, I was a skeptic.
Yes.
He wasn't just a skeptic. He was a liar. He was a plain out liar.
True that you're building out a cryptocurrency capability? No. I mean, we're looking at it.
I was a proud skeptic. And I studied it, learned about it, and I came away saying, okay, my opinion 5 years ago was wrong. Here's my opinion today. This is what I believe in today. I believe the opportunity today. I believe Bitcoin is legitimate. I'm not trying to say there's not misuses like everything else.
Who cares about Bitcoin? So there is a use case for Bitcoin if you're a criminal.
But it is a legitimate financial instrument that allows you to have maybe uncorrelated, non-correlated type of returns. I believe it is an instrument that you invest in when you're more frightened, though. It is an instrument when you believe that countries are debasing their currency, debasing their currency by excess deficits. And so I'm a major believer that there is a role for Bitcoin in portfolios. I believe you're going to see that as one of the asset classes that we all look at. I look at it as digital gold, as I said before, and I do.
They knew from day one that this thing was going to stick around, but retail got in first before they did. That was the only, flaw that they had with this. They probably thought that retail was going to catch on. Hence why the market is still so small. Right now, we are at $2.1 trillion. Do you understand how small this market is? This will go to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 trillion within, realistically, honestly, not being so conservative, within 6 years. Okay, you know what? That's a little bit conservative. 5 years. I mean, that is a big, big move, and that's a big jump. But the thing is, it will happen fast when it does happen. The floodgates will open. And listen to this perspective of the $340 billion in daily volume for XRP. Don't underestimate the fundamental valuation framework that was put together by Robert Mitchnick and Susan Atley. Very, very important. Two very intelligent individuals, dating back to June 2018, but they started on this report in 2017. So they had a lot of time to do this, and a lot of thinking and thought went into this. And this was a very, very conservative outlook, and also representing this PDF on behalf of Ripple at the time. I don't think they're going to come out here and say $100, $200, $300 XRP is achievable. So they gave the most modest conservative outlook ever, and in today's video you are going to understand exactly how this bad boy by the name of XRP is going to melt faces and will take over Bitcoin 100%. Given our very low forecasted adoption rate as a percentage of investable assets, and the fact that the correlation between crypto assets and equity markets are likely to be close to zero or negative for the foreseeable future. Wow, that is very conservative. The systematic risk contribution of a crypto asset position to a well-diversified investor is likely to be close to zero or negative. As a result, an appropriate discount rate, they're even providing a discount rate for crypto assets, should in fact be a value that is closer to a low beta equity securities. This is important in terms of conservative, and they're also utilizing all the XRP in circulation at 100 billion. Even right now, we don't even have 100 billion. We're at the 99 billion stage because of all the XRP that was burned since 2017 or since inception. Since this model aims to ascertain long-term fundamental value, the most appropriate approach is to include all coins that are in existence or will be issued in the supply calculation. So based on the XRP supply, every calculation was based off of 100 billion XRP. And going into, again, conservative, foreign exchange trading, they projected it to be 7.1 trillion in 2030 and the adoption rate of 3%. I mean, that 7.1 trillion is already way far passed, because in 2022, the BIS Innovation Hub confirmed it was 7.5 trillion per day as of April 2022. And they're telling you here 7.1 by 2030 just shows you the conservative rate that took place here. So let's jump into how this looks like and the accuracy rate. Bitcoin on the low end, they estimated it to be at $45,000. And as of right now, we are trading at $63,000 per Bitcoin. So, I mean, they were very aggressive with the Bitcoin outlook, and look at the accuracy, right? High estimates of $93,000, and we're gonna get there. But their low estimate for Bitcoin at the time was, Bitcoin was around 20,000, 18,000. It might be even lower than that at the time of this report. They projected the lowest end was $45,000. So what does this mean for XRP and the daily volume it requires? $20 XRP breakdown, very simple. Their high estimates were $556 billion in daily volume for XRP, and that gave it a value of $32.91. So what we're doing is 20 times 100 billion circulation, $2 trillion in market cap would be $20. But I don't believe we're going to see all the XRP in circulation. $20 times a 70 billion XRP, $1.4 trillion in market cap. And XRP achieving $1.4 trillion or even $2 trillion or even $3 trillion in market cap is 100% certain. And when you look at the ecosystem as a whole, let's pause there. I'll get to that in a second. But the daily volume that XRP would require at a $20 rate is $340 billion. That is peanuts. And understanding how much value that gets moved around in a 24-hour span, a $340 billion in daily volume for XRP is going to be laughed at years from now.
I mean, depending on whose report you read, it varies between 300 trillion and 700 trillion. It is my firm belief that everything can be tokenized. So it's not just big, it's huge.
Because it will surpass this. $340 billion in daily volume. Let that sink in for a moment for a $20 XRP. And now can you imagine the people that think that it's not going to go to $10, $20, $30, $40? It's not going to stall at $340 billion in daily volume. It's only going to scale and get larger as we get into the new transition, as we are rolled in. And 1.4 trillion, $2 trillion in market cap, when you're talking about this ecosystem going to 60 trillion, you're telling me $60 trillion market cap for this whole crypto ecosystem, and Ripple can't achieve a $1.4 trillion market cap. Okay? Let alone $30, $50. That's all going to get hit. That's all going to get hit. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. As time, as we progress, like we called out BlackRock years ago of them lying to you, and here you have them on CNBC. The same thing is going to happen with XRP. And then they're going to pretend like, oh, so now we understand XRP. Oh, that's the problem it solves. Oh, this, oh, that. Your relatives, your neighbors, whoever that you discuss XRP with, you are going to live rent-free in their head for the rest of their lives. The fact that Larry Fink sat there and just said, I believe Bitcoin should be in your portfolio. I'm telling you right now, these investment advisors at every single financial institution right now are going crazy. They're all good. It hasn't even opened up to everybody yet, right? That's the other big takeaway. It hasn't even been opened up to everybody. And utility tokens hasn't even been used internally within financial institutions. That speaks volumes. And the market right now is chilling at $2.1 trillion with no real world use case. None of these assets are actually providing real world use case on a mega scale right now. We are at ground zero. We are at pioneers. Understand that the market is only 12 years old. We are so early. The stock market was launched in 1700s. And in 2024, it's sitting over $120 trillion in market cap. But blockchain is going to be triple that size because we're unlocking the internet of value, the value. Something like this has never been done before. So time will settle all arguments and doubt. We'll be back with another video.
With the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.